Tis Monday. It is Monday, y'all, and Lee will try and tell you that I'm off the bubble
A little,
a wee
yes.
bit this morning.
Oh no,
Do you know what being off the bubble means? You know what that's all about?
no.
Well, look at that yellow thing on the wall, hanging, leaning over there.
Oh, that's a leveler,
That's a level, right?
right? It's got bubbles,
It's got
right?
a bubble. When you're
Right.
off bubble, then you're not level, right? So anyway,
Well,
she's going to try to
that
convince y'all this
that
morning that there's
goes.
something wrong with me, that
There
I'm
is
just not
something right. It
right.
started last night.
I'm Rayford Brown, and I personally invite you to join us this morning, and then you can be the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, and you gentle people of today's live and local Real Talk audience, jury, I'd like your opinion. Hey, partner, you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing. I was just,
Who are you?
I almost wore different shoes this morning, and I got thinking, did I put both the same shoe on? Yeah, the pairs match. They match. Have you ever done that? Gone to work and you have two different shoes? I have.
No,
Anyway, good
I
morning.
have
I'm
not.
Lee Barrows. I have done that.
Spending any quality time in front of the TV this morning, this weekend, not this morning? Hobnob with any politicians over the weekend, did you? Uh-huh.
Did some work.
Did some
but-
political stuff.
Yeah, this week's
You
slam
were
packed.
hobnobbing.
This week's slam packed. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday I'll be on the road, and Saturday. Yeah, so
Poor lady.
it's okay. I enjoy doing it.
Well, I haven't checked the last few minutes, but lots of stuff is scheduled to hit the fan in just a wee bit. Was going to be in about an
10
hour, but
a.m.
now it's going to be 10 o'clock.
Mhm.
Of course, we've heard all of that before. I'm kind of thinking that maybe the United States this time, I think we're being serious when the president says that it's time for us to control the Straits of Hormuz instead of the never-ending supply of half-wits in Iran taking over. Hey, okay, we're going to get tired one day of playing whack-a-mole. I mean, that's what we've been doing,
basically,
right?
you're right.
And we need to get down to business now. Gasoline prices in eastern North Carolina are knocking on the $4 a gallon pump. Groceries still haven't come down because in reality, the whole world economy is based on whatever the oil cartel thieves decide to charge for a barrel of the black stuff. And they're on again, off again. Price schemes have held this nation and a lot of others hostage far too long. The drug cartels decide on how much to charge for a barrel of oil. That's what the market is going to be, period. Bottom line. Grocery stores, they can't just willy-nilly overnight make changes. So when they make changes, it takes a while either way for things to happen, right? That's the way it is. Gas prices, it used to be they were very stable. You know why they were very stable at the gas pumps? Because they did not have electronic things that out front that gave you a change in the price all of a sudden with a flick of a switch.
Oh yeah,
They used to have to take a big old tall thing out there and go out and then make the adjustments on the side. It was 25 feet up.
Now they
and
just
then they had to go to each pump, not all of them, each pump, open it up, and it was a dial. They had to go in there and dial the individual prices up. No, I'm just trying to bring you all back to reality. If the president is serious and U.S. destroyers sweep the waters, as they have been doing from mines that the Iranian scums have deployed, and we can get ships safely navigating the channels, it might actually be a step in the right direction. I'm sorry, y'all, but the shooting's not going to end. It's never going to end until there's not one person left standing with any missiles or bombs or drones. If we can stop the supply ships, missiles, bombs, and drones as their cargoes from being shipped into Iran, we might be able to bring it under control. This blockade that they're talking about, beginning at 10 o'clock this morning in a little under 3 hours, it's not to blockade all ships going through the Straits of Hormuz. Let me try to make that clear to the negative nannies out there. It's to block all ships from going into or coming out of the harbors in Iran. Two different locations.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to block them. Those that are there already, oh, well, y'all ain't getting out. You may as well, break out the rations because hopefully you can get some Iranian food, whatever,
Right.
because you're going to be there for a while
Yeah.
until we decide no. You're not going to be able to leave, and nobody is going to come in. Iran, you're going to be blockaded. This only happens, by the way, in times of war. No, it doesn't. We blockaded Cuba in the 1960s. Do you remember that? We blockaded Cuba to
No.
keep Russian ships from resupplying and putting their missiles there. We stopped that.
Well, I want to tell you, last night I was looking at the live map, marine traffic. I'm pulling it up now.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what, there was a lot over there.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
A lot of stuff happening.
A lot of stuff happening, yes.
But until Iran doesn't have any missiles to fire, any drones to launch, their planes have been decimated for the most part. They're bombers.
Oh, but did you hear the latest?
What's that?
China's talking about supplying Iran with more weapons and
They'll have to
aircraft and
It'll have
stuff.
to be over land.
Yeah, they're talking about now giving more to like China. Really now we're going to have to fight China.
Yeah.
I mean this all needs to stop.
Yeah.
Stop. All week long, the people that I have been having conversation with about all this, we all kind of feel the same way. Where's this all going to go?
But the problem is there are those out there who say, no, we can't do that. Yeah, we can. We've done it before. It's historical.
I don't know.
Blockades are supposed to be used during times of war.
Right.
I admit that. I agree to that. But it's done other times too. We've done it. Like I say.
Oh, that's old on your screen. I was just looking. It said U.S. and Iran to come to last minute ceasefire. That's old. Okay. Shoo. I was like, what? Wait, did I miss something?
Yeah. Well, they've agreed to
It's
do
good.
that 17, 15.
Then I saw the
100
picture of McDonald's and I was like, oh, wait, this is old.
times. That's a different screen.
Yes, yes.
I haven't updated it in a while. Your tab just crashed. See what you did? Remember when
Close
they had
the
tabs?
tab.
Remember when they had tabs? The tab. There was
Do you remember the drink?
the beverage. Yeah. It
Yes.
tasted like. Ugh.
I wasn't a fan of Tab.
A lot of people got used to it. They thought it was cool. I said, nah.
Well,
Ugh.
it's just there's good morning, Ray, and good morning, Keith.
Good morning, y'all. Please tell me, why did we not put a stop to all of this stuff, all the missiles, all the drones coming into Iran on the first day when we went after them, when we opened fire on them? What's it been, 6 weeks now? Why didn't we just stop them from being resupplied at that time? Okay, I'm sorry. That's looking back. I try not to look back. That's over. That horse has left the barn. What wasn't done is behind us. So opening the shipping lanes, getting products from other nations to their intended destinations, and preventing Iran or any other players who might want to jump on board the suicide train from getting involved will be the right way to go. My personal opinion. I'm sorry. I hope and I trust that we will continue to do everything we can to protect innocent civilians, even those members of Iran's legitimate military forces, their defense forces, not the Iranian Republican Guard people. That's a radical element. Much of that decision about how aggressive that we are will depend on the civilians. Don't go hiding around military operations. Don't let them make you do that. It's a suicide mission. That's going to depend on you. It's going to depend what happens to the Iranian legitimate military is going to depend on their actions. There is a time when you don't take illegal orders from the Ayatollah, anybody. Those are not legitimate orders, in my opinion. And they really should say, nope, don't want any part of this. very directed and limited actions against the violent and perverted political leaders is a necessary evil in this case. Sorry, y'all. We gotta make them go away.
I just worry about where's it all going to end up at.
They've made their beds and now they will be destroyed. We've done it already.
Right.
Well, we just, you pop up, you step up to the plate, you're going to die. We can only hope that future generations will learn their lessons from the price that will be paid before this stalemate is resolved, and it will be only resolved for the time being. The distant future, hopefully the very, very, very distant future, things will be stable for a bit. We will never stabilize them completely. It's not going to happen in that part of the world.
Well, we know that J.D. Vance left yesterday and the talks were
Yep.
unsuccessful.
Did you think anything else about what was going to happen with that? No.
No.
We must be able to support a future government for Iran, support a future government for Iran, but we should not have to dictate beyond our own self-preservation how that government should be run. They've got their own things they cannot, should not, nobody should dictate to these United States how we run our government. And it's kind of like we say here, when you move down from the north, we don't really care how you did it up there.
Right.
We do it our way here. You can agree to do it our way here, or, I-95 runs north.
South and north argument.
So or west, go back west. It doesn't matter. We, the people of the United States, our government's going to be our government. We're going to run it our way. Iran, you can run your government your way, as long as it does not negatively impact the United States.
Right.
That's number one. And sometimes we have to protect other nations because that's what we do as part of the United Nations, which I don't know how much longer that's going to last. But even without the United Nations, we're going to be on Israel's side. We're going to be on England's side, France's side, Spain's side. Even though sometimes the French get kind of like Frenchy. Nuts.
Frenchy.
Nuts,
I like that.
They're
Frenchy.
They're just Frenchy.
Let's get Frenchy.
But we're still going to have to assist them and keeping their heads above water, militarily speaking.
That's why I think we should stay in the United Nations.
We don't have any choice. Okay?
Trump wants to pull out.
Yeah.
No. Let's just make everybody mad.
Not pull out, just don't pay them as much. We'll quit paying more than our fair share. Pay our fair
I agree
share.
with that.
$1.50 a day and you're good to go. But that's what base it upon what other countries are paying.
Oh my goodness.
Just base it upon what they're paying. First of all, they're already in the United States.
Right.
So we're already, not getting tax money on the property that they're occupying. So we're already giving you a bunch.
Very true. He keeps talking about we're pulling out of the United Nations. So because when the day comes and we need help, you're going to wish you were part of that United Nations.
I would like to find the day
Right.
come that we need help and that we get some. I mean, even after hurricanes, what do we get? We get some help. Here in the United States, we get help from other police departments.
Yes, we do.
I got personal experience with that at Curie Beach after a big storm down there.
Right.
We had cops. Oh, it was the most welcome thing in the world to see a whole line of patrol cars, 6 of them that were coming from. It's in the west coast of Florida, the Panhandle area, and I'll think of the name of the town. But they're great people.
Look what our electric
really good
companies have
people.
done.
Absolutely.
I mean, they have partnership now with, they have grids.
Everybody. And they send crews in advance of a storm just to get preposition.
Well, the last one we had, the governor of Florida, Ron Santoris. Wait. Yeah, anyway.
DeSantis.
It's DeSantis. Where did I get
Santori? I don't know.
DeSantis,
Well,
yes.
that's one of your other boyfriends.
Governor said he sent electric companies up here in advance,
Yeah.
and we were staging them from Florida.
That's what they do. We've done the same thing.
Yes.
My cousin was way up there.
Yes.
When it was Carolina Power and Light. And they would go all over ice storms, ice storms as they went west on and to the north on. Oh, the stories he's got.
Oh yes, I mean, and I'll tell you what, and it's something when the storm is coming, and you're out on the road, and here comes about 40 electric trucks,
Get out of the way.
Yeah, get out. And I'm
Just
like,
pull over and let
hey,
'em go.
I mean, yes, sir.
Come on down.
Have the road, but it makes you feel so
A young Marine stationed right here at Camp Lejeune is dead.
That's sad.
Not at the hands of foreign enemies, at the hands of one man who has been a problem for society for longer than most of you have been alive.
Yes.
A week ago, in the early morning hours of Easter Sunday, 21-year-old Daniel Montano, assigned to 1st Battalion, 1st Marine Regiment, stabbed to death when multiple fights broke out in downtown Wilmington as local bars were closing for the night. 47-year-old Davy Spencer, a Wilmington local well known to law enforcement, was arrested, charged with second-degree murder, and he was also charged with 2 assault warrants showing he stabbed 2 other people with the intent to kill them.
Why second?
Police say he used a pocket knife in the attacks. The fine specimen of humanity has had a long time, a lot of interaction with cops over the years. On the surface, the convictions, not necessarily what he was originally charged with. The convictions, not necessarily what he was originally charged with. Feel free to read between the lines on that one. Were nothing like the current murder and attempted murder charges he's now facing. At least it's time to play Let's Make a Deal. Am I bitter? Absolutely.
What?
Why am I bitter? Let's just talk about this. Let's go back to 1995. Really critical.
Right. Okay.
Serious injury.
That's enough right there.
Failure to stop for accident. A felony that involved an injury. Failure to stop for a wreck. Somebody was hurt, so it becomes a felonious act when you hit and run.
He was involved in it, though.
He was the one that did it.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Breaking and entering vehicles. Vehicles, plural, felony.
That'll get you shot.
Resisting a police officer.
That'll get you shot, too.
Misdemeanor. Felony B&E, felony B&E, and felony B&E. 3 different counts. All felonies. Hit and run. Another felony. Somebody else hurt. Possessing stolen goods, a principal, a felon. Larceny over $200, he got him a misdemeanor charge here. Resisting a police officer, again, a misdemeanor. Operating a vehicle without a license, another misdemeanor. Driving without his license, another count of that on a later date. Operating a vehicle without a license. Resisting an officer, again, another misdemeanor. Unauthorized use of a car, misdemeanor. Possessing stolen goods, a felony. Oh boy, gotcha. No. Driving with his license revoked. Reckless driving, 2 different counts, 2 different days in the same year. Both misdemeanors. Larceny, another misdemeanor. Unauthorized use of a car, again. Misdemeanor, again. Resisting a police officer, again. All the others are back in 1990s, okay? Now we move to 2000s. Resisting a police officer, misdemeanor. Driving with his license revoked. He just liked to drive without a license. Another misdemeanor. Possession of dope. I knew he'd go there sooner or later. He finally got caught. It's what it is. A misdemeanor possession. Harass or threaten over the telephone. Another misdemeanor. Resisting another police officer. Misdemeanor. Assault on a police officer. Misdemeanor. Oh, he just liked to drive with no license. He keeps getting stopped. I mean, of all the times he's done things that he got stopped for, and he still didn't have a driver's license, and he still didn't go to prison. Resisting an officer again. Driving with his license revoked again. Another one. Driving with his license revoked. Possession with intent to sell and deliver marijuana. Possession of stolen vehicle. 2 felonies, 1 misdemeanor. Another misdemeanor. Possession of drugs. Assault on a female. First act of violence that they got him for.
Wow.
A misdemeanor assault on a female. Driving with his license revoked 1 more time. Assault on another female. Possession of dope. And wanton injury to personal property. another assault on a female. Possession of dope. This one's a felony. Trafficking in drugs, a felony. Assault on another female.
How long is this list?
Assault on a female.
Good
Two
Lord.
more counts. Driving with his license revoked, got caught again on the highway. Possession of another count of possession of dope. Communicating threats. Driving with his license revoked. Possession of dope. Communicating threats again. Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting. If they finally charged him with being an habitual felon, well, no kidding, Dick Tracy.
How much time during all the course of all this did he actually serve?
We'll tell you
Do
in a
we
minute.
know? Oh, God.
Selling dope, possession of dope with intent to sell it, selling dope, possession with intent again, selling dope again, possession with intent again, and then habitual felon. And over his entire criminal history from 1995 till now, he had served 9 years and 9 months in the jailhouse, jails and prison. He got some time, 9 years and 9 months. I don't know how much time he could have gotten, but that's what he got. They terminated his parole early.
Oh, well, that's great. Pros
Let me just give you the minimum time he was supposed to serve for all of these crimes was 7 years and 3 months. The maximum was 9 years and 9 months. So they gave him the maximum that they could give him, supposedly under these. No, they were let's make a deals here. If he'd been sentenced for the original charges, he'd still be there. And one Marine will still be alive.
Somebody sent me that video and I didn't know what it was. They just said, "Have you seen this?" And so I started watching it and I realized I didn't get all the way through it. I decided not to watch the rest of it. It was bad.
Daniel Montano, 21, Marine,
Yes.
stabbed with a pocket knife. First responders were right there on the scene. Big fights going on. And they performed, did everything they could, stop bleeding and CPR. And he didn't make it. He was an inventory management specialist. He was assigned to 1st Battalion, 2nd Marine Regiment at Lejeune. Mr. Spencer's in jail without benefit of bond
I would hope so.
until he gets some lenient judge again in that liberal county of New Hanover.
Some defense attorney that'll say, "But he didn't mean to."
He's 47 years old. He is a career criminal. He's been ruled an habitual felon, not an habitual offender, an habitual felon.
Well, what happened to the strike 3 and you're out?
That's gone. It's been gone for a long time.
Yeah, somebody.
What do we do? What's out there? Nothing for you and me. We the best you can hope for is that somebody will slap them on the wrist if they hurt you. In the shower, I was thinking, why not just let the people who are rich with lots more money than they can stand pay for somebody to do their time for them at twice what it would cost. In other words, $40,000 a year or more.
Right.
They would have to pay the state of North Carolina $80,000 per year for someone to do.
To have a fill-in, a
to
pinch
do their
hitter.
time. Yeah, to do a pinch hitter.
Pinch hitter.
You know what? If you cannot get them by putting them in prison,
Right.
nail them. Take all the money. Take every bit of money they got or will ever have and let somebody else do the time for them. I'm okay with that. Unless it's a violent crime.
How about you go do your time and I'll spend your money for you while you're gone?
We do the same thing. But if they pay $80,000 a year and it costs us $40,000 to keep them, at least our system would be paying for itself. They would be paying for the actions that they've. I don't like criminals, and they should have to pay for it.
No one does. I understand we may have had a little something here yesterday during the day.
I'm still trying to find any official information about that. It has not come across yet. JPD responded to what we have heard was an armed robbery in Jacksonville.
At a gas station here.
Yeah, at the Murphy Station across from the Walmart on Marine Boulevard North.
Yes, in the middle of the day.
Oh, you know.
But we have not got official word, as Rayford said.
Yeah.
So
We'll
this
wait
is
till
just
what it was.
Right.
These are people who heard things or saw crime scene tape or whatever.
right. I'll tell you, it's
we'll
getting
wait and see
crazy
what
everywhere.
what actually
It's
comes
getting
down
crazy
to
everywhere,
that.
Rayford.
It is, and it's just not. It is not a real pretty place out here.
Well, here's a crazy story for you. This was over the weekend in uptown Charlotte, the Queen City. A horse was seen galloping down a street in uptown
A
before
what?
a horse.
A horse.
A
Okay,
horse.
all right, four-legged critter.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It was seen galloping down a street in uptown before getting hit by a car at the intersection of 7th and College. The car appeared to clip the horse, sending it spinning and flying into air before falling to the ground. The
Oh,
horse
God.
must have jumped because if you got clipped, I don't know anyway. And according to eyewitnesses, the horse was okay. But this is a crazy video shared by WBTV by witness LaQuira Lynch. A person riding a horse was standing on top of the horse before falling off.
She was doing a circus.
Another
right?
person on a different horse helped catch the person who fell off. So I guess they were goofing around
On the street.
on the street. After the person fell off, the horse could be seen trotting, then galloping away from the towards the intersection where the traffic light was red.
Oh, God.
Horses are colorblind, aren't they?
I don't know.
Anyway,
They wouldn't know what red means.
The person who fell and the other person on the second horse chased after the loose horse. Before they could get to the loose horse, it was hit by a car, clipped. Looked to be a small sedan. In another video taken after the crash, both horses could be seen standing and walking around and appeared to be okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
But Charlotte police shared a public police report showing that 2 people identified only as suspects were arrested for disorderly conduct before were arrested for disorderly conduct following the crash.
The 2 horse riders.
No, it was the 2 guys that were in the car that clipped the horse. Because they got out and both of them became very irate and started screaming and cussing in the street. Then they both resisted officers upon arrest.
Thump, thump.
I mean, what
Yeah.
So-
welcome to the weekend of stupid.
Okay, so you've got 2 women riding 2 different horses, one standing up on the horse. I guess she's trying to be, like you said, a circus rider. The horse got spooked. She fell off. The horse went galloping, ran a red light, was clipped by a vehicle, and the 2 subjects in the vehicle got irate and started cussing the cops, and which is not good to do. And the cops arrested them for disorderly conduct. So, what a story.
Stupid people.
Keep your horse in the barn.
Stupid is a stupid.
Like, what are you doing out riding horses in uptown Charlotte?
What did you say?
Keep your horses in their barn. The horse barn. All right, Rayford.
Our weather outlook for the first part of this week, out to 20 nautical miles, has coastal winds generally coming from a westerly direction during much of the week. Southerly winds today, 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet, 10 seconds apart. Oh, yes. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas again 2 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers just a moderate chop. Wednesday, southwesterly winds 10 to 15. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Pretty decent week to run offshore in search of some big fish.
Going to be a nice
Get on out there, y'all, and call me and just make me feel sick.
Today, mostly sunny with a high near 83. South wind 6 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 58. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 87. And Wednesday, sunny with a high near 89. No rain in sight. There is a possibility that maybe next Sunday coming, where there's a
That is
slight
way too
chance.
far in advance.
Slight chance. And of
Get
course, you know
there.
how things can change from day to day.
Yeah. All right, our ham friends this morning, we were at an amateur radio meeting this weekend, the Onslow Amateur
yeah.
Radio Club. You guys, if you want to get a license so you can get on and enjoy some of the antics that we do, the fun that we do, meeting new people around the world. I mean, last night I was getting ready to go to bed, so I come out here to shut everything down, and I heard this dude on a band that's normally closed. Propagation wise, frequency bands don't stay open all the time. There can be some noise here or some of this there, whatever going
It's
on.
Charlie.
And then, so all of that happens. And I was talking to a guy in Ecuador in just a few minutes. We had a good time for about 5 minutes last night. But anyway, that's some of the things. Randy out there in Southwest, he was on his golf cart this morning, fresh from his granddaughter's wedding yesterday. 54 degrees this morning in Southwest, 99% humidity, 30.14 inches of mercury, clear, calm, and no rain. Lee in the back swamp, and he was cooking a big old whole hog, which
Yes.
I sampled some of it. I brought some of it back with me. It was good. 57 degrees, 99% humidity, 30.6, opening 30.06 inches of mercury. Dale this morning over in River Bend reported 56 degrees, 99% humidity, and he did it this way: 1,018 millibars of pressure. Okay, I found out what that is. That's also 30.06 inches of mercury, if we make it our terms. Joe was out this morning. He was not feeling very well. Brian in the borough reported 62 degrees, 87% humidity, and 30.00 inches of mercury. Walt over in Cedar Point, 63 degrees, 92% humidity, 30.40 inches of mercury, southwesterly winds. He had a little bit of a breeze going at about 8 miles an hour. And Onslow Bay, here off of about a couple of miles down the road from us, 57 degrees, 91% humidity. James over in Bladen County, he reported 57 degrees this morning. And what he called radiant fog. I learned something this morning. Radiant fog, that's ground fog, just down low, right?
Radiation
And above the
fog.
radiant fog, the ground fog, it was mostly clear. Pretty interesting. Lee here over in the Woodlands, it was 59 degrees, 93% humidity, 30.32 inches of mercury, and of course, no wind. And John up in Holden, Massachusetts, I checked with him this morning. His current temperature was 48 degrees. His low, which was 2 or 3 nights ago, was 29. So things are looking better. He had a trace of rain in Holden, Massachusetts. And right now here at the studio, it's 56 degrees. The winds are very calm. Yeah, they were very, very light from the southwest earlier. And 30.09 inches of mercury, and it's steady. And that's about it. Clear, no rain, and calm.
Everything is so dry, and it's still a burn
And
ban.
it's still a burn ban. Don't go setting
No
fire to anything, people. Charlie, how are you? I was thinking about you last night.
Okay, I have 3 things to say, but the fact that you were thinking about me, it kind of intrigues me. Why would I cross your mind?
Because I was just, because I was going off. You can ask Lee. I was on our internal back communications method that
Right.
Chris and Lee and I were chatting back and forth. It's a closed circuit thing for us. And for some reason, I was going off on some really unusual tangents, as Lee will tell you. And I was thinking about you because you and I do that from time to time.
Huh. You guys mentioned, did Lee have something to do with a hog? You go on and on about the weather. You give so many exact details, but you mentioned something about a hog.
That's a different
Like
Lee.
killing a hog or hog something.
That was a different Lee. That's one of the members of the Amateur Radio Club, but he also cooks hogs, pigs, barbecues them. They do this big thing here in the South called pig pickings or hog. They cook them. on a big grill. I'm sure you've seen these grill
I'm not
masters, right?
judging. No, I'm not judging. I'm not better than that. But I live in a neighborhood where I'm 100% confident that I can walk down 2 or 3 streets where no one's going to be cooking a hog. No, but I think that's cool.
Okay, well, they have big contests all over the country. You probably admit they have them in California. I know that. I've
You
seen
really
them.
need to move east. We enjoy our lives here.
Yeah.
I don't like. Can I be honest with you guys? I don't like pork or pig. I don't eat bacon. I don't like it.
Wow.
Oh,
You want to know why?
he's Iranian.
No. Oh, okay, all right. Well, that's right.
Do you like collards?
Now, you want to know why?
Why?
So I used to work at this club. A very exclusive club, very wealthy people. I was, I was like I did everything at this club, and these wealthy white women decided to have one of those luau's, whatever it's called. So they put a pig in the ground, and they didn't probably put it in the right depth. And maybe 7 or 8 hours later, they pulled it out and they put it on the table. And I looked at it, I'm like, I don't think this thing is cooked properly. And they cut it open. It was the grossest thing I've ever seen.
Wow.
Well, they did not do it right because they needed some Hawaiians there to help them cook that pig.
Well, we don't cook them in the ground here.
These are rich white women that have a lot of time in their hand.
I got you.
Time in their hand.
Too much wine, evidently. That's what happened.
What did you say?
Too much wine, not enough time.
Hey, you guys remember that story? I don't want to like dominate this conversation, so you can cut me off anytime. Remember when I talked about that story that happened in Las Vegas with that gentleman?
Yes.
Hey, Rayford, do you remember his name? See if you guys listen to me.
Talk about a gentleman in Las Vegas. What was the story about?
It was the assault.
Remember I was attacked at that hotel?
I remember the story. I just don't. I don't remember his name.
Oh, it doesn't matter. So do you remember I was attacked at that hotel and I was going to sue the hotel?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I got you down.
All right. So I had 2 attorneys. The last attorney, I've been with him for 8 months. He no longer wants to represent me. He's an absolute clown person.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to take on this case by myself. I don't want any money. I just want my right shoulder and my right arm fixed. So the attorney, I'm dealing directly with the attorney for this hotel. Circus. That's also Treasure Island. So I'm dealing directly with this person. I know this person is corrupt and he lied to my past attorney, and I put that in writing. I told him, I said, listen, respectfully, I'm going to report you to the Nevada, law board because you're corrupt. You lied. And he said, that's fine. He gave me the address and the number to contact them. And that really irritated me. He's doubling down. So now I'm going to take on this case on my own. I'm actually going to offer this guy a lot of money to take a polygraph exam. I know they're not admissible. This parasite thinks he can best me. The circus, and it's funny because maybe somebody will listen to this. I'm very bothered. So my attorney was initially asking for $150,000 because of my injuries. I don't want that money. I just want my shoulder and my arm fixed. Yeah, and he actually put it in writing. He goes, hey, fella. Here's the number and here's the address of the Nevada Law Board. He's really irritated. He's bothered me by putting that in writing.
Wow.
Well, he got your goat. He knew where he knew where you tied your goat, and he went out and stole it from you.
So I went to Chat GTP and it's like, hey, Charlie, don't react. If you put stuff in writing, it's going to hurt your case.
Yes.
Hey, have you guys ever heard that saying that a foolish person doesn't hire a lawyer? What's that saying? He represents himself or herself?
If a man represents himself, he has a fool for a client.
Okay. But if the opposing counsel is corrupt, is there a chance that I could win?
There's a chance you could win even if you represent yourself under any condition, but there's also a chance you will lose immediately because a judge will maintain order. Just because you're representing yourself does not mean that you are not required to abide by the court's rules. And the law, the rule of law is what the judge will enforce. So you better be up to date and know what you can ask, how you can ask it. You cannot introduce evidence when you're asking questions. You can ask questions about this or that or whatever. Those are the kinds of things you can do.
Hey, Rayford, remember how I told you, and you too, Lee, remember how I told you earlier how he gave me the address and the phone number for the Nevada State Bar?
Yep.
Okay, he was very kind. He took time out to assist me. I'm going to send him a letter tomorrow saying, listen, I'm going to sue you. I'm not as smart as you. I don't even know how to spell habeas corpus. Can you please guide me on how to sue you? Because you guided me on how to, to contact them to the Nevada Law Board. I'm going to go after these people with a vengeance. This SOB has absolutely, he's infuriated me.
It sounds
absolutely.
like
it. No. Here's the beauty about it. When my lawyer called him, he had no knowledge of this person that attacked me. My lawyer basically went back to him and said, well, wait a minute. This date, he attacked employees. He attacked guests. We have an affidavit from employees. And you said you have no, this has really bothered me. My shoulder and arm were screwed up. Anyway, I'm making this all about me, but it's very nice to see you guys, talk to you guys.
let me ask you a question though before you go, if it's okay.
I'll answer. Ask me any question.
Okay. Now, were any criminal charges filed by law enforcement against this guy?
He went to prison.
Okay, so he went to prison. Did they, by any chance?
Hold on. You know what kind of person I am? Here's the kind of person I am. I didn't want him to go to prison.
Yeah.
He's 28 years old. He's been arrested over 81 times. That means somebody failed him. And that in my heart, I said, listen, somebody's got to help this guy. And the deputy district attorney in Las Vegas, I talked to her on the phone. And she's like, Charlie, we want you to testify via Zoom. I'm like, I don't want this guy to go to jail. Somebody failed him. He goes, well, if he doesn't go to jail, he's going to attack someone else. I'm like, all right. I guess I don't want this guy to go to jail.
It's not what you want, Charlie, because immediately, minute the criminal charges are filed, they're not filed because of you. They're filed. You are nothing but a witness at that point in time to a criminal act. The criminal act is against the state of Nevada. It was in Las Vegas, right? It's against the state of Nevada. It's against the state. That's the reason they have state attorneys prosecuting these cases. You don't have to hire an attorney to do it. The state of Nevada hires attorneys to prosecute bad people who commit crimes. The crime is against the state of Nevada. You are a witness/victim. That's it. You can file civil suits, or in the criminal case, unfortunately, they did not order restitution, right?
Well, no, actually they did. No.
They did. They did order.
They sent me a letter. No. They wanted me to sue the guy that attacked me, and the district attorney's like, well, he doesn't have anything. I'm like, how am I going to sue him? Well,
okay.
I can't sue this guy.
Okay, that's true. But one day he may win the lottery, and then if you got a suit that's outstanding out there, you're going to get paid. Seriously, you just never know. Laugh all you want, but there are people.
They sent me all these documentations, like fill out everything you can sue him. I'm like, I didn't even open the letter.
Okay.
But hey, Rayford, do you have a no? Rayford. So do you understand that the attorney for Circus? It's funny because I'm saying this over live online. The attorney for Circus also owns Treasure Island. Okay. I basically said, listen, I'm going to report you. I put the statute in there. You're not allowed to lie to another attorney. And he basically said, well, here's the number and here's the address to the Nevada State Board. Yep. You understand he was basically the smartest, right? He's basically saying he was doubling down. Yeah. He's basically saying, F you. You get that, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It really bothered me, Rayford. It bothered me. Okay. It really bothered me. So I'm going to, Rayford, I've offered 3 people in my life, and Lee's like, who's this Charlie guy? I've offered 3 people in my life that have done wrong me really bad, $20,000 to take polygraph exams. I've taken 3 polygraph exams from people that are monsters. So I'm going to actually put it in writing. I want this lawyer to take a polygraph exam. They offered me $1,500 to settle this case. $1,500. Now, why would they offer me $1,500? I don't want $1,500. I don't want any money. I want my right shoulder.
Because you, Charlie, are a mosquito or a gnat to them.
Right.
You're a little bit of an itch that's irritating. That's all.
Hey, do you have like an attorney friend that could maybe give me a little bit of advice?
I don't have any here. No, not anymore. I haven't had to deal with attorneys in a long time.
Rayford, I'm going to take this person. I'm going to take them on.
Okay.
All right.
Go for it.
Lee,
keep it. Yes, sir.
Nice to see you. Rayford, nice to see you.
Same here, Charlie. Thank you.
I miss your past co-host. I hope that she's doing well.
We hear she seems to be doing well. Okay.
Is she doing well? Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. What?
Who's calling you now?
I keep muting this, and it somehow.
I'm gonna bring you a bucket of water. I can mute it for you. It works every time.
Okay, so where were we? Oh,
There ought to be a song. There needs to be a song written. It has a title to go something along the lines, "We are Americans, gullible Americans are we."
Why do you say that?
The story over the weekend out of Minnesota makes us look as so dumb that it's spelled stupid.
Oh,
The
Minnesota.
big mess in Minnesota with claims of huge Medicaid fraud, poo-pooed by the governor, a host of liberal Democrats being cheered on by the likes of AOC in New York, Elizabeth Warren in Virginia, and the immigrant crowd in Minnesota, the state that was picked by a growing number of illegal immigrants to settle. Historically, those settling in Minnesota came from European countries.
Yep.
But most recently, the immigrants settling there are coming from Latin America, Africa, and Asia. Back to the Medicaid fraud story for just we've heard about this for what now, 2 years or so?
Quite a long time.
The head of a
Whatever
lot of
happened?
conversations for several years. And just one of the cases, one man was at the center of an $11 million fraud campaign. 50-year-old, oh God,
Take a swing.
Abdishard Ismail Saeed, feeling the heat from an upcoming trial, has disappeared.
You sounded just like Trump when you did that.
Under indictment with a bond of, don't do that to me, under indictment with a bond of a measly $150,000, the idiots in Minnesota thought that would keep him here through this trial. The surprise was on them. He's gone.
Gone.
He's flown the coop. But
Took his
never
money.
fear, never fear. The state of Minnesota has issued a piece of worthless paper. They call it an arrest warrant, charging him with failing to show up for a court appearance. Oh, goody.
So how much of that money did he take with him?
So a man, the state claims, reluctantly
what?
claims, converted $11 million in
Mhm.
taxes from American taxpayers. He's taken off. He's gone, forfeiting
Yeah.
his $150,000 in bond money. Big deal. Even if he can be located, getting him back to Minnesota will cost taxpayers even more money.
Yep.
Because it's going to be international. And the $11 million that was a swindle won't ever be seen in the country again.
It's true.
I know I'm cynical. And those
That's
who
true.
continue to immigrate into the United States, gathering in places like Minnesota in groups, are successful in swinging elections. We've already seen it happen. The state has 500,000 immigrants who are eligible to vote and hold office in many cases, and more than 2% of the entire state's population, illegal aliens. Those are the ones who stand still long enough to be counted. No telling how many there actually are. Why would a guy at the front of such a high-profile fraud case be able to slip out of this country? In exchange for Saeed posting the $150,000 bond, the appearance bond, promising to come to court, authorities agreed not to take possession of his passport and even acknowledge that he has family ties in other countries. With $11 million in play, he probably has a lot of family members elsewhere. Well, Minnesota voters, you're at fault here. So it's best to let Minnesota taxpayers take care of their own mess. And the rest of the country should pay attention. Let them dangle on their own miserable vines.
Well, can you please explain to me how this massive fraud continued for as long as it did? The state just wrote checks and sent it to these people.
Who's at the top of that check writing thing in Minnesota?
Tampon Tim, the governor.
Yeah, I know who he is. Okay.
That's his nickname.
I know his nickname.
He's
Where the sun
you
don't
know
shine.
what? He went before Congress. He had his time there.
Yeah.
What's happened since then? Are they rounding these people up? Are they arresting them? Are they going after their money?
No,
Nothing.
the money's gone.
Yeah, the money
All
is
of the
gone.
money's gone. That money went to all sorts of groups of people who had absolutely no reason to have it, no legal right to have it. But we, the people, let it happen.
Well,
We, the people, led by 435 congressmen and 100 senators and one president and one governor, allowed it all to happen. We could have stopped it.
Yes, we could have. But the thing about it is too, Rayford, is like the top brass, the top people in the state knew this was going
I
on.
know that. Why aren't they in jail?
They should be in jail too.
If they allowed it, let me put it to you this
How
way.
much money went in their pocket?
If you know, you and I worked at the post office,
Mhm.
and I knew that you were in the back of the post office back there taking stamps and putting them in your purse to the tune of
Right.
$10,000 worth of stamps. And you said, "Oh, I'll give you $1,000 to keep your mouth shut." I'd keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
But guess what would happen when, first of all, either you or I got arrested? There's going to be a deal made.
Right.
First come, first served.
Right. Well,
So, but why? I would be just as guilty as you are, knowing
absolutely.
it, turning my head, even just turning my head, looking the other way for perhaps political reasons.
Right.
For political reasons,
Mhm.
somehow, why? Why would a governor, why would anybody running for public office not go after this? It's frauding. It's defrauding the people of Minnesota. It's
And-
defrauding everybody in
and
this
it
country.
Does not matter which side of the spectrum you're
I
on,
don't care whether
Republican,
you're
Democrat. Do you see it's wrong? Go after it.
Yeah, there's
Why was it allowed to continue?
the crime is not just for Republicans or Democrats. The criminal acts are, the laws cover all sides now, and everybody goes to jail. That's the way I look at it. They do not have prisons for Republicans and prisons for Democrats. They're all getting mixed together.
Well, when the governor was before the committee in Congress, all he wanted to talk about was today and the political climate and Trump.
I don't care about the political
That's all
climate.
he wanted to talk about.
Let's talk about your political climate.
He didn't talk about the wrongdoing. He didn't want to discuss that.
I don't-
Everything was Trump's fault.
Hey, dude, Tim. Hey, Timmy, you going to do anything besides that? No? Get out.
Yeah.
We'll make our own decisions.
And the people of Minnesota to sit back and I'd raise so much. You see what happened to our
They will
lieutenant
They
governor.
will be elected, reelected, and reelected, and reelected, and reelected. And they'll run for a different office and get elected there.
Well, you see what happened to our lieutenant governor
Our
when he
lieutenant governor
decided
got
to run for
nailed.
governor.
Yeah.
He got nailed big time
Why wasn't he nailed before then? Why wasn't he nailed when he was running for lieutenant governor?
because it was,
he was just, hey, look cool,
but when he decided to run for governor,
talked a good game.
and that's when the dirt came out, and they went after him just like
As they
Eric,
should have.
just like Eric
Miss
Swalwell.
Swalwell.
Holy moly! California.
Oh, he's
This
back
is a
there now.
Democrat that was running for governor in California, but now the dirt's come out on
He
him.
better run.
Whether it's true or not, and I kind of from what I've
Well,
read,
he's
I've got he has removed himself.
Well, what do you think?
From running.
Why do you think he's done that?
Well, it all started with the Brazilian nanny. What is it about the Brazilian nannies?
What's it about the Brazilian guys? You tell me, okay? Let me ask
I
you
don't
this.
know. I haven't got that far yet.
Well, you have in your head. You have.
No, not true. Yeah, it started with his Brazilian nanny whose work visa expired December 2022.
That doesn't matter. I'll just pay her. Nobody will know the difference.
But
I'm
look,
not going to pay taxes for her
he
anyway.
was paying her out of campaign funds.
That's a double whammy, y'all.
The FEC says that you can pay for childcare using your campaign funds if it's because your caretakers are campaigning for you. In other words, say he went on the road and he took his family with him and he had to hire someone to take care of his children while he was campaigning. That's acceptable. But this Brazilian nanny got paid up to like $40,000 for a year or two, and he put it under campaigning. No, she was at home with his children, and she would have been there anyway, but like I said, her visa expired.
Was she on a regular payroll before he started campaigning?
Not on the campaign.
No. Was she on a payroll? Was
Yes.
she getting money?
Yeah, she was getting paid by
So
the
he then
family.
just converted her salary over to campaign funds.
That's right.
Okay. No,
Which is illegal.
Illegal.
It's
Done.
illegal.
You're done, dude.
And since
That's the best
then,
deal you can to stay out of prison.
since all that came out and the nanny kind of like spilled the beans, now you've got 3 or 4 other women who have come out and are accusing him of sexual misconduct.
Do we have any pictures of the Brazilian nanny? No, I'm serious. Do we?
No, I don't. I'm sure there will be. There's one somewhere, but I don't know.
Swalwell's Brazilian nanny image. Google it. Get back to me.
All right.
Because that's what I'm going to guess. I'm going to take a wild guess here. And I don't know one way or the other. Don't care. But I am curious now. And
Well,
since, I mean, everybody looks at.
Yeah, let's see
other
if we can
individual
find
stuff.
her.
Boop, boop, doop, 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 doop.
Oh,
What?
well,
Talk to me.
here you go, Rayford. Let me bring up the picture.
You talk to me. You're a woman. Talk to me.
Yeah, she's. Let me go back and make sure this is her. It showed the picture when you clicked on it, but now it's not showing. I think it was one of those clickbait pictures.
Probably.
Yeah,
Let me go.
I'm gonna see what I can find.
Yeah, see here. Let me just.
See, there's a picture right here, but I'm not. Oh yeah, because she's wearing a Brazil shirt.
Yeah,
She's young.
That's just somebody. So somebody.
She's attractive.
What's his name? Swalwell. That's
Eric Swalwell? Swalwell.
L-W-E-L-L, I think, right?
Swalwell.
A-L-W-E-L. Well,
Don't these people know that it's going to come out? It's going to come out. Amanda Barbosa?
if you
No, I don't know. That's right. Look, I just got finished watching a court case where the Brazilian nanny helped the husband kill the wife. What is
there
it?
she is. That's her.
That's her.
Confirmed.
Oh, she's an attractive young lady. Well, he's not that bad of a looking guy. He's just stupid. Stupid. If you're going to mess with the Brazilian nanny and a bunch of other women, don't be running for public office.
Pay them out of your own pocket.
Yeah, really.
All right.
I wonder if she's been deported yet.
I don't know. She's here illegally now.
Yes, she is. Well, I think DHS has gotten involved from what I read too.
A woman in Kentucky was killed after being crushed by a garbage truck's grappler claw. 35-year-old Tyra Adams. She died earlier, back in February, when a waste crew was clearing an alley. She was homeless, known to be in the area, picked up by the garbage truck's grappler claw and crushed to death. For weeks, the city described her death as having come into contact with a truck.
Well,
last week, the Jefferson County coroner confirmed Adams died from a blunt force and compressional trauma. She didn't walk into the truck.
she was dumped in there.
The family's attorney said she didn't walk into this truck. They physically picked her up with that claw, squeezed her, compressed her, and dropped her, and left her there to find her own help. That's what the attorney for the family has said. A police report released last month supported witness statement showing the grappler operator got off the crane, looked at the pile, then returned to the truck. Okay. She apparently got up after this, walked to a store, collapsed in the doorway there, bleeding, unable to speak. Nobody at the store called 911.
No one at the store called 911?
No one called 911.
They didn't want to get involved?
The store clerk and a customer finally did.
Wow. I'm surprised she was able to crawl out and go into the store. Oh, man.
And she had
How
that much
terrible.
damage to her. I don't. Did he just go through and was picking up the piles of trash? And we see this stuff happening. The trucks will go in, people will go in, cleanup crews will go in, and they will scoop everything up.
Right.
But the guy got out and looked at her off the crane and didn't report anything.
See, that's just wrong.
There was something.
That's just wrong. But that's a
That's not
crazy
really coming
story.
into contact with the truck. Boy, to tell you what, the city, they certainly didn't want that one to go on getting public, did they?
Well,
Too late now. You tried to hide it. Now it's even worse.
well, you know what? If he had reported it when it had happened, he wouldn't have been found at fault. I mean, she's evidently buried in trash sleeping.
Yeah.
But because he did not report it,
35. It's what we got to go back. She's 35 years old. She's a young woman, and she is homeless. She's got a
Right.
family because they're suing.
right?
Go figure.
What are you suing for, though?
I do anything and everything.
Because the driver didn't report it to begin with,
Probably.
and she may have been able
They're
to
also they're blaming,
overcome
they're
her
blaming the
injuries.
people at the store for not calling 911 right away.
I don't think that-
That's a grasp
everything.
for the city for them not reporting it for the truck operator, the crane operator, not to take action right away.
Now that's a case I would love to watch, because I'd like to see how the store and the clerk at the store and the driver of the garbage truck, how they can talk themselves out of, oh, we didn't think it was necessary that we call, or we didn't call because I'd like to know the reasons. Maybe they realize,
Maybe the people at the store had routine contact with her. You never know.
and maybe
They just ignored
she
her.
was an alcoholic
just
or
another-
a druggie or something.
Just another homeless person sleeping on the streets.
And maybe her injuries weren't apparent. I don't know. That's interesting, though. I'd like to see how that comes out.
Got more information being released after a Rocky Mount teenager
Mhm.
charged with 3 shootings that happened over a 4-month period of time in Greenville. Saquon Parker
Here we go.
has been arrested for opening fire 3 different times back in December, January, and March. Police were called, 2 shots fired back in December. Nobody hurt, no damage reported. Back in January, they were called to another shooting on the same drive in the same place, and learned that a fight had led to Parker firing his gun at several people. Nobody got hit. Officers say the window of a nearby home was damaged. Then shots fired at a nearby location in March with no one hurt, no damage reported. Parker, who's 18, charged with 7 counts of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, going armed to the terror of people and injury to real property. He's 18. He's got a handgun.
18.
Why isn't he charged with that? We have laws in our books, folks. We have laws in our books. Yes, they've got him on 7 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, and just adding another count of possession of a gun by an underage person. Why not add that to it? You can seize the gun, you can keep whatever. He's being held without bond. They say the shootings are believed to be related to an ongoing dispute involving this guy. 3 different occasions, 7 counts of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, and having an ongoing dispute with somebody, with
I don't
people.
get it.
These are not the same. It's not the same people. So I don't get it either.
I don't get it.
But anyway, he's in jail, no bond.
Wow.
So our court system, our judicial system, the whole crap needs to be fixed now.
Amen.
Jones County,
Oh, Jones.
hold on to your doors.
Well, what can happen in Jones County?
A Jones County man is behind bars after warrants say he was arrested for assault and multiple cruelty to animals
I
charges.
don't want to hear this. Mm-mm.
32-year-old Woody Woodard.
I don't want to hear it.
Woodard was arrested. The warrants claim he assaulted a person, 2 kittens, and a dog with a pellet rifle. Police say, law enforcement says he intentionally shot and killed the 2 kittens and maliciously tortured a dog with a pellet rifle. And he also is charged with inflicting serious injury on an individual in the shoulder with the pellet rifle. The Jones County man was charged with 3 felony charges of cruelty to animals and 1 felonious charge of assault with a weapon involving serious bodily injury.
Death penalty.
He was taken to the Onslow County Jail, where he remains under 48-hour domestic hold.
Oh, good. Can we go visit? Let's go.
No bond until his court appearance
No
today.
bond. Well, it should be
I'm
no
assuming
bond.
he's going to go back to Jones County for this court appearance, but he's being held in the Onslow County Hotel. I don't know. Must be something
People like
about
that. I
Jones
started
County. Maybe
reading
Jones
that.
County is full. Who knows?
I started reading that story when it first came out. When I saw it was involving animals, I didn't read it because,
He
you know,
killed 2 kittens with a
Would you
pellet
s-
rifle and shot.
I just plugged my ears during the story, and you had to add that at the end, didn't you?
And he wounded a dog and tortured this dog with his pellet rifle
Would you stop? I can't.
and shot somebody in the shoulder. So, and then he's in jail under domestic violence charge. Domestic violence, for you folks who do not
Yes.
understand that, that's if you do commit an assault, and it doesn't have to be a major assault, against a loved one, a former loved one, a cousin, a sister, or a whatever in a domestic situation, you're going to be arrested. The charge
Yes,
is
you
going to
are.
be domestic violence. You're going to jail. If it happens to be on a Friday afternoon, you're going to jail until Monday morning on for court appearance, unless Monday happens to be a holiday. Then it will be Tuesday
Well, you know, things have changed. It used to
or
be
weather.
if an officer went to a house and the husband said she hit me and the wife said he hit her, do you want to press charges? No, fine. They turned around and walked out. Nowadays,
Well,
if-
the problem was then the wife quite often would not
right,
was in fear because knowing that he was going to get out of jail on bond, he can be taken to jail on bond. Many were taken to jail on bond in those days, placed on bond, and got out on bond, and they went back home.
but what I
And
was
the
getting
assault
at
continued.
is if the officer sees visible signs it's her husband assault, he's going to make the arrest whether she or he
Doesn't
wants them. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Now it's up to the officer.
Now, unfortunately, in this day and time, even if she
Mhm.
says it, and it may be something that he can make a judgment call, it may be something that who knows. I worked out in my garden yesterday, and I'm in pain. I've
Mhm.
done some kind of stuff, but I have a root. But if there are bruises there,
Right.
and I make a call and say Lee hit me, and she hit me this morning, and it hurts.
Well, it wouldn't be domestic violence.
We would
though.
because we're in the situation we're in.
We're not in it. We're just
Oh,
we're co-workers.
depends.
We're starting all these rumors.
No, if my wife,
Yeah.
I could make the same claim against her, and then
Right.
she has no defense.
I understand that, but I think most law enforcement they get a lot of training for domestic violence situations.
Most do, and then sometimes they are ordered.
Right.
They're ordered by somebody who's not even there.
Right. Well,
Seen it happen.
oh yeah. I mean, there are situations where people are set up. Not Eric Swalwell though.
No.
Guilty.
No.
I know. I mean, look, going back to that, it's political season and
You're gonna hear
politics
everything.
gets really dirty. And if they don't want you in the race, they're going to dig up something you did as a child, even. And they're going to make you look like the worst person on earth.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying all these stories, all these women that have jumped up now, I'm not saying they're all telling the truth. But the biggest thing is the nanny story does not look good. When you use your campaign funds,
And to me,
Wrong.
honestly, the campaign part of it is wrong.
right?
Her stuff expired in 2022.
And he knew.
And he knew, and he
He
paid
knew
her
that.
under the table because he didn't pay any taxes.
Mhm.
You're required if you got somebody on a regular payroll like that. It's a nanny type situation. You're required to pay taxes.
Yes, you are.
If it's domestic help that you
Right.
hire to take care of your mother, your grandmother, or whatever, and they're a caregiver, if they're a caregiver, you're required to, pay taxes on it.
Well, the thing about it,
And it has to
Rayford,
be, and you have to give them a 1090 or whatever you have to. I don't know.
1099.
1099.
How many people do
1090,
you
that's a
think?
warrant.
How many people do you think there are out there that are paying wages under the table for migrant workers,
Most of them.
farm workers,
Most of them.
nannies,
All of them.
housekeepers,
All of them.
cooks?
All of them.
How many people do? And look,
Here's what would be great. Now, if any reporter wanted to do his or her job or a news organization, when they used to have things called investigative reporters, don't get me started.
Uh-oh.
When they had teams that went out to do investigations, they were able to do things that law enforcement could not do.
Right.
Why? Because law enforcement's hands are tied when it comes to things like you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law if you
Right.
cannot report. They have no Miranda to read you. They can ask you questions. They can go delve into your records like you've never seen before.
They
It's
wouldn't
all
find
public,
anything
all
in me.
public records. Yeah,
Yeah.
they can go looking at it. They can set up. They do not need a warrant to go start shooting video of you doing bad things in
Right.
in public or wherever, right?
That's
As long
right.
as they don't invade your privacy,
Don't get in my face.
as long as they don't do that,
Personal space.
they can do this.
Mhm.
They use discretion, otherwise they will get slapped with
Right.
some slander or libelous or whatever claims, and sometimes they're guilty of it.
Right.
In the past, they have been. Today, we don't have anybody doing that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But it would be fun to take on the project with a team. You couldn't do it with one. You'd need a team of investigative reporters. Maybe there should be a pool team with TV stations. Since TV stations are owned by groups these days, you got 45, for instance, with one that I'm familiar with, they had 45 TV stations. Take one reporter from each one of those TV stations and put together a team to let's investigate the 435 Congress people that we have in the U.S. House, the 100 senators who are there, those who have been there in the past. Let's go back and let's just check and see who they've hired to do their domestic work for them.
Mm.
And let's just go find the Internal Revenue Service and see if they pay taxes on them. See if they did this. See
Well,
if these people are legal.
We've seen over the last couple of years, well, since Trump became president,
We've seen it in years past. It's still there.
where
Was
there
it
has
Pelosi that got
been.
nailed?
What's that?
Wasn't Pelosi accused of it? Didn't she do it? Didn't she
I
have
was
the best
thinking
of-
so, and there was a story that came out not long ago of a governor that was hiding some workers at her house.
Oh, yeah, well, that's
I'm
another
trying to
criminal
read, I'm trying.
offense.
There's a whole bunch of stuff coming out. It's been like that, but the one thing we didn't even mention this morning yet, Rayford,
What's that?
Friday with our crew, the Artemis 2 crew, coming
We're gonna
back
get there.
into there. We're going to get
We're
there.
going to get there.
Okay, I would have
Because I
made
was
that tall
mesmerized.
story. I had a blast with
I
that.
had 3.5 hours. I watched what would be a full-length motion picture on steroids without an
long.
intermission.
It was long. I didn't think they'd ever get them out of that capsule onto the floating porch.
Yeah, well,
Good Lord.
I know they had a plan. They trained for it. They did it. Everything worked
Mhm.
out just fine. We don't. I don't like the word "if this" and "if that," but when you're working such an operation, you have to take it. What if?
Right.
The what ifs, and I'm sitting there being a nautical person,
Uh-huh.
and I'm looking.
I was waiting for Jaws to come.
You haven't gotten that thing wrapped around there yet. My God, what are you doing? The flotation device. There's 5 little balloons up there. That's what they were basically.
Yeah,
They
there
had helium in them.
Yes.
Yes, they were thick balloons, but
helps hold
that
it
was
up.
just to
Right.
keep it upright. That wasn't to keep it. But you notice,
Still gonna rock.
did you notice how far those 4-foot seas were letting that thing go?
Uh-huh.
Did you notice when they opened the hatch, how close to the water that open hatch got at
Right.
the top? It wasn't far. What they call on the ocean, what we call on the ocean, from time to time, nice, smooth, everything as quiet as it can be, and you're sitting up there and doing nothing, and suddenly, whoo, boom, instead of a 4-foot wave, you got a 6 or 7 footer that comes by. Whoo, and if your boat's aimed in the wrong direction, like broadside, you may be taking some water over the side of it. If it's the stern facing outward and the road gets you from behind, you will take water over your stern. What if that thing had filled up with water?
I just don't remember past landings like that in the water where they went through so much just to get them out of the capsule onto the helicopter. I mean, it just seemed like, oh,
I don't want to call it a dog and pony show because it wasn't.
no,
I mean, they did it by their book. They did it by
Mhm.
their training.
right.
I probably would have put a Coast Guard crew out there to do the
Yeah,
work.
we're getting to it now, folks.
I know,
The
seriously,
fire.
because this is something
Hey,
they do.
ghosties.
This is something they do
Right.
every day. I mean, the rescue operations.
Right.
And this wasn't a rescue, no, but to make sure that people are removed from vessels, from potentially dangerous situations. You get them out. You get them out right away.
I'm trying to remember one in the past where they just took one of those rubber boats up to the door, opened
And
the
they get
door,
out.
and helped them into the
I
boat.
don't understand the front porch thing that had, 87 people there on that front
I
porch.
don't know. I'm just like,
What the Sam Hill was that about?
I don't know, but like you said, which I know they all had a plan, and this is the way. And you're right. It seemed like they had trouble getting the thing that went around the capsule to opened and attached, and then they had to add the front porch to it, which they had a time getting that off the little boat. I don't know, and I'm just like, can we just see the astronauts? Can you open the door and let us wave or something? It was
Well,
just
I
crazy.
understand they had a dock inside, which was good.
Right.
Check them out. And
Yes.
you can also rest assured that they were also manipulating their legs and getting their legs in
Of
walking
course,
condition.
yes.
It did take 2 hours.
Well, they
Right
have to
at 2
wait when they
hours.
first land like that too. They have to power everything down, and because they've got gases emitting too, so they have to
They
stay
got
back for a
they
little
got all
while.
that. They had to measure that to make sure the outside was
That's
clear
right.
before they opened it
That's
up. They
right.
didn't want to do any issues, have any issues. Nothing inside to come out that was bad. I mean, remember the toilet was broken from day one.
I'm sure they had that taped off with some Gorilla Tape, Rayford.
I don't know, but I'm not to make light of it.
Right.
They were heroes, all of them.
Yes.
Thank God they made it back safely.
Yes.
That re-entry period, I don't believe I breathed for that 6 minutes that they
Oh,
were talking
man,
about
I know it.
until I heard
I
from
was
them.
like, but the best part of the whole day was as that it was approaching Earth, there was a period of time, Friday, that we actually, as ham operators, got to listen
Oh, that was cool.
to the communication.
They were actually coming from the bird, from the satellite,
Mhm.
and from Houston. The
Right.
controller there, I forgot her name. She did a great job.
Yes, she did.
And the captain on the boat, on the pilot, the chief
Eric.
dude.
What's his name?
I don't know, Reisman or something like that.
Right.
He did a great job.
Right.
Comms were great, and they had patched it into the amateur radio system,
Yes.
which was all over the country with
We got to
with
listen. Yeah.
participating repeaters, and one of the local repeaters was clued into that.
That's right.
So I'm sitting back listening to that, and I'm like, "Hot dang, this is cool."
Yeah, we listened to like Christina call, Houston Control, the captain call, and we listened to all the conversation back and forth.
Yep.
And we were like, "Oh, this is cool."
This
I
was
was
just
like, "Can I talk to him?"
I was like, no. No, they would not, the repeaters were not going
Right.
back up to them. They had that one figured out.
But that was pretty cool.
It
that
was
we were
good.
able to listen to
and then,
that.
of course, when they got in and we started listening to them over the broadcast beginning at 6:30,
Right.
it was fun. So that's when I quit.
Yeah, I
listen to the
think
radio.
everybody was glued to their television at
They
that
were.
time because I know all our group, everyone I talked to was like, "Yeah, I'm watching. I'm
Oh, yeah.
watching.
Shh, go away. I'm
watching.
busy.
Don't
I'm
have
listening.
time for this. I'm watching."
Don't interrupt me. And then I
But
tried to eat during
what
that
a-
time.
Picture perfect
It
landing.
was great.
Everything was
Splashdown
spot
to the
on.
second. That is the amazing part to me.
Yes.
They could time the freaking rate of fall in free
to
space.
the exact
in free
minute.
space up there with the parachutes.
Right.
And they deployed on time.
Yes. Well, the first 3 parachutes that deployed messed to
That was
help slow it down.
That was just to open the hatch.
Right. But what happens as they get closer, there's a certain point
Mhm.
where those 3 leave and the big ones pop out. But see, I didn't realize that. And when the first 3, just like somebody took a pair of scissors and clipped them off, I was like, and I held my breath until the 2 big ones, the 3 big ones came out to bring it down to 17 miles an hour. But when I saw those first ones detach, I'm like, my breath caught.
They timed it to the second. To the second.
Look how far we've come.
But again, you know how fast it's going in space.
Yes. 33,000 miles an hour.
You know how fast it would fall straight down without
Right.
parachutes on it. That's a given. Those speeds are with the parachutes deployed, and it's not, and it's going to go, and it's not going straight down. It's going at an angle.
Mhm.
It's moving too. But they knew how long it was going to take to get from there to there, and then splash down.
It's amazing
Holy
to me.
God, y'all are
They
good.
projected 8:07. What time did it hit the
8:07.
water? 8:07. I'm
And-
like, it's
and I-
amazing.
And then they started arguing over the 1 second difference between one person's calculations and another. And I said, oh, for God's sakes,
If
that
that,
happened in the same hour. That's close enough.
if that's all we've got to argue about, and let's praise the Lord.
Those people done good, people.
Yeah.
They done real good.
That was so. I don't think everyone that I know, I talked to,
Mhm.
text and what, everybody was glued to the television. I had it on two screens
I was impressed
watching.
with what they did.
Yes.
There's not a whole lot, you could say, I couldn't find anything bad about it. I was joking about, give it to the Coast Guard. Obviously, this
Yeah,
wasn't a
he
Coast
was.
Guard deal. They had
Right.
they had a naval ship there. I probably, that was only 9,000 yards away.
Right. It wasn't that.
far away.
Yeah.
So I would have thought they might have steamed in that direction, or at least run them back over. It's not that far.
Why
Run
not
them
just-
back over by boat?
That's what I thought too.
I personally, I would like to get. I don't like helicopters. I do have a personal thing about helicopters
Right.
now. I've flown aboard a bunch of them. Loved them until the last one, and the one before the last one. But I don't. I've got this thing, and it's still risky. You're lifting somebody from the water.
Right.
That's a risk.
I thought it
You're
looked
getting
like
them
fun,
aboard
to
the-
tell you the truth.
Well, it's fine to do that, but you got them on a, you
I
got
also
them
wanted
on a boat that they had about a 31 foot rubber boat there,
yeah.
a rigid boat. Just put it on there. You could be over there in a few minutes.
I know.
They'll
I
enjoy
thought
the
that was
ride.
kind of strange too, but evidently they had the helicopters out
Yeah,
there for a
they
reason in
did.
case I guess things went wrong or crazy.
Yeah,
But
so they had to use them.
I thought, why not just they're on the boat, just
That'd be cool.
go over there and help them up on the big one. I don't know. It seemed like to me a lot of extra, but then again,
Well,
I don't know.
plan
not
for
part
the
of the
worst,
team.
hope for the best, and
Yes.
they planned for the worst case scenario. So they had everything in place.
It's true.
And once they put that strap around it, that flotation device around it, I think it should have been done first. But that's me.
Oh no, I kind of thought of that
Before you open the
big
door,
hunky guy wrapping me up in his arms to take me back up to the helicopter.
and you
I'm
would have said,
like,
"Can we just stay here for a while?"
okay, let's swing a little. Well,
Oh, stop it.
I'm like, Christina, go girl.
You guys, I wanted some weather, but what did you guys think about that thing Friday?
That was
Were you
awesome.
impressed as I was?
Yes.
It was cool.
It was very,
And
very
Monday
good.
morning quarterbacking is always fun. Just
Yeah.
for
I mean,
giggles.
we're not. I'm not part of the team. I don't work for NASA, and I don't know. I just thought maybe it's because I was fighting going to sleep. I was like, just get him out, put him on the boat, let's go.
I think
But-
it was cool watching them once they said, "Oh, look at that! Was it a sunset over Southwest Australia when they came across there?"
Yes,
And then then it was like, "Oh, wow, that's cool." And then they're coming into
mm-hmm.
California.
Yes.
They should have kept on going though for about 3,000
Should have brought
miles.
him down on the East Coast.
But
Cleaner.
the waters were rough here.
Yes, yes,
Our weather outlook
it was so
for
good.
this week is going to have westerly, southerly, and westerly winds during much of the week, and that's kind of a good sign. High pressure looking good for the waves and whatever out there. Today, southerly winds 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Not bad when we've had 30 to 35 knot winds lately.
Right.
Seas 2 to 4 feet, and they're 10 seconds apart today.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not
Gentle
bad.
rollers.
Yes.
4 footers, 10 seconds apart. Whoa. And not steep. The waves are not steep. That's the other thing boaters look for. They Sounds and Rivers, a light chop this morning, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. You might spill your beverage while you're driving this afternoon. Not a big deal. Southwesterly winds tomorrow, 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 4. Sounds and Rivers, a moderate chop. Use a sippy cup. Don't worry about it. Wednesday, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 3 to 4. Sounds and Rivers, a moderate chop. It is a picture-perfect day to head offshore.
Well, you know what? Bring up the sippy cup. Have you noticed how we've reverted back to our childhood? We're all drinking out of sippy
I
cups
know
now.
that.
Okay. Today, mostly sunny with a high near
Keep us from
83.
spilling it when it turns over, or spilling much of it when it turns over.
South wind 6 to 10 miles per hour. I still spill it. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 58. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 87. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 89. Repeat Thursday, repeat Friday. We may hit the 90s.
Yay.
90s.
I got part of my garden planted. I got 2 beds out of 11 done.
Yeah, I've got all mine ready to plant. I need to get a little bit more
It took me
dirt.
2.5 hours to do the 2 beds yesterday because I dug them up.
It took
I
me
dug roots out of that thing like you've never seen
Yeah, I
before.
pulled some out of mine, but not like what you pulled out of yours because mine weren't as deep as yours. But let me tell you, I worked for a good 4 hours in the backyard. I let everything just go to Hades over the winter and did not keep up with
I
stuff.
didn't
So
do it. I should have done this during the wintertime where I could have got down
so
deeper,
much.
deeper and deeper and deeper. I'm going to talk to our master gardener this week.
Yeah, my
Carol-
backyard is all dirt.
Carrolltown is coming in on Thursday, talking
Yes.
about a plant sale coming up. Not
On the
this Saturday.
25th.
It's on the 25th, as is everything else going on in the world. But the plant sale starts early in the morning, so we'll talk about that. 8 o'clock. I would be there at
Yes.
7:30. Parking spaces.
Don't tell everybody.
Y'all be there at 8:05.
Be there at 8:30.
Y'all come on by. Be there
Yes.
by 8:05, and I will be giving you my parking space by that time.
Right. I've got my wagon ready to go. I'll throw it in the back of
So
the truck.
anyway, we'll have Carol in here and by Thursday at 8 o'clock. Is it Thursday?
8 o'clock
morning?
Thursday, and it's
So-
cash only.
Cash only. Just get yourself some. Go by the bank. Go by the night before in case the bank runs out or the
That's
teller
right.
machine is broken.
That's right.
I mean,
Have you ever had that happen
Yes,
to
I
you?
have. I did last week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Like you go to one ATM, you go, oh, I'll go to the one down the street, and you get there and it's out. Then you go there, you're like, "Ugh." And it doesn't happen very often, but
no.
all the systems at Marine Federal, I can remember that going down, and every ATM machine was like offline. I'm like,
This was the cutest bike parked at the bank the other day when I pulled in.
is that an electric bike?
And you see it's parked in a handicap spot. Well, I'm sure she's handicapped. She
Does
looks
she
like
have a handicap sticker
they
on
don't
her
have stickers
bicycle?
on these at all.
Then don't be parking in the handicap
Well,
spot.
it was a pretty little bike. She got out, went to the teller machine. So I'm good with that.
Yeah, for the longest time, the chamber did very good. They moved the big trailer. I know, I saw that from the side of the teller machine, and now it's back. I don't like it there because anybody could be hiding behind it as you pull up to the machine. Move that thing. We need to move it.
May God help you if you do.
I know, but still,
Because on my seat, if I pull up,
when
to
I
the
pull
teller
up there,
machine-
I'm looking
well,
all
first of all,
around.
they can't get in between me and the teller machine because I'm close.
Oh,
I mean, I am
yeah.
within inches. I'm not
So
going to
those
stretch out
marks
there.
on that big concrete pole right there from you.
No, no.
Wow.
I have a doggy outside.
Yes, you do. I'm getting
he's
ready
hungry.
to get up, and
I guarantee you he's
Oh.
hungry. He's got the
we're going
hungry.
to talk about a new dog park coming up.
A dog park.
Yeah, new
Okay.
dog park. See you in Jacksonville.
I want to talk about
Tell
some
you what,
cans first. A Pennsylvania Link company operating in Russia is no longer in control of its company there. Yep, the Kremlin, the Russian government's version of the mafia, has taken control of CanPack, which is a global aluminum beverage can manufacturer, and it will now be operated by Putin and his gang of thugs. That's the way it works. Sorry about that, y'all. CanPack's Russian company is valued at roughly $700 million, placed under state external administration decree. That means it transferred control of 100% of its shares to Putin's pals. The company had been operating in the commie country for the past 30 years. I hope they got their money's worth because now they belong to Russia. All right, not a big fan of U.S. companies setting up shop in other countries in the first place. They do it, of course, for financial reasons, cheaper labor, including sweatshops and child labor, major overhead savings,
What?
meaning more people buy stuff produced by American-owned companies in other countries and therefore producing more profits for the American companies. The United States doesn't benefit from that. Problem is that these same countries are competing with American companies that stay here in the U.S.
Yes.
Trump caught a lot of grief because of heavy tariffs imposed on any goods coming into the United States, regardless of who produces it overseas, whether it's an American company operating in China or Russia or Beijing or anywhere. Beijing's in China. Anywhere. They're going to pay tariffs. I have no answers. I'm smart enough to know where my dumb factor kicks in, smart enough to know that we cannot continue outrageous prices for goods we bought in recent years at a third the price. Government at all levels must understand that a growing number of us have maxed out on how much we can spend because we are on fixed incomes that do not increase at the rate of price increases. Playing war with mean people, having no definitive action plan that will help we, the people, deal with this problem is not the solution. I'm in complete agreement that we must deal with Iran now. And since they are pussyfooting around on handling the economic crisis as I see it, without a definite end of action rules, is as irresponsible as sailing another day around this world when the wind is not blowing and there's no fuel to get us back on track. We have a problem.
Yeah, we do. Can't afford
It's not
gas.
Houston. It's Washington. Listen up.
Right.
We have a problem. This is an election year. It's midterm. Every person in Congress, in the U.S. House of Representatives, and 1/3 of the people in the U.S. Senate are running for re-election or their seats are vacant, period. There are 435 congressmen, U.S. representatives, and 1/3 of the senators, approximately 33, 34 senators, are running for re-election or someone else is running for their open seat, as in the case here we have here in North Carolina.
Right.
But they're all up running for office. They all want our votes. We, in the 3rd district, have one person who's going to represent us. We need to decide who that's going to be. But in addition, when we're making up our minds who it's going to be, even if you like Dr. Greg Murphy, ask him questions and then tell him what the problems are that you face. If you're on a fixed income, make him understand what that means. Do it in letters, do it in person, do it however you need to do it. He will get the message, as will whoever else is running against him. Tell them what your problems are. Then you decide which one of them comes up with the best response. That's the only way.
I already know who's got the best response.
That's the only way we're
Right.
going to get. I don't know who's got the best response.
And I know he
I
has
haven't posed
discussed.
it to him.
I know he has discussed the economy and how we still need to improve it. And it's a lot
Everybody
of work.
knows that. Everybody knows
Yes.
we need to improve it. What's your game plan?
Well, ask him.
That's what I intend to do.
Mm-hmm.
He may be calling tomorrow. I
I've
forgot
heard
which way.
him. I've heard his, thoughts.
I want to
and
know
plans.
what his game plan is. I want to know how he, as one of 435 congresspeople, can influence what goes on in this country that impacts me. It's as much as Lee is great. She's Lee. She's a different set of circumstances than me. You are in have a different set of circumstances impacting you than I have. You don't care about mine. You might not. Not you, but people,
Right.
other people might not. I might not care about yours. I care about mine. Number one comes first,
Exactly.
as it should. So let these people who want our vote and want us to pay them, let them know why it's important to you what they do.
Have you gotten gas lately?
Not since Friday or Thursday.
How much did you pay for it? now?
$4.83.
What?
Not $3.83. We're knocking on $4 a door.
I paid.
$4 a pump.
Yesterday I filled up $3.70. because I have this, well, anyway, or in these points, but and I kept waiting, hoping that the gas would go down. But now,
I put in more the other day because I knew I had to go to Newport
right,
Saturday, and I put in more than I've been putting in for the last month. I've been putting in like 5 gallons at a time
right.
because I don't drive that far anymore. So if the price
Well, you know,
suddenly drops, I'm going to fill up.
Well, you know, I've been doing a lot of traveling lately, so where usually I buy a tank of gas and it lasts me about 2 weeks or more. Now it's, but
Well, when I get down again
10
to
o'clock.
about that, I'm getting down to less than a quarter tank, and I've got no driving to do anywhere.
mhm,
I will put $5 or 5 gallons in.
right,
That's it.
yeah.
And then I've got some empty gas cans, and I'm waiting to take with me when he drops down low.
Can
Suddenly,
you remember back in the day when people were taking trash cans and trash bags and any kind of container
which
they
is
could
illegal,
get
by the way.
to put gas in, you know, because of the gas prices being so crazy. And when they did dip, people were just like putting them in all sorts of containers.
What
No.
I hate is I've got a boat that I filled up with gasoline just before it became, and this is all ethanol free.
Right,
So it's very stable.
right.
That I filled up with 300 gallons of gas.
I'm
This-
glad you brought up the word ethanol. Because remember when we were having a discussion about lawn tractors and I have a yard machine,
Yeah.
and you said I should be using ethanol.
Ethanol free.
Well, ethanol free, right? Well, I got the manual out, and I just happened to be
It says
reading
the
it,
same thing, doesn't
and
it?
no, it says do not use it.
Do not use ethanol
Do
free.
not use it.
Oh, Lord. Good luck.
It said use regular gas, but it says do not use the
Why?
ethanol. I don't know, Rayford. That's as far as I read. I was like, I don't anyway.
Ethanol free is regular gas.
It said do not
Ethanol is
use
not
it.
regular gas.
It said to use the regular like I've been using all my life. But I said, well, that's weird. And I didn't read any more.
Find any of the professional landscapers and see what
I'll
they do.
find the book and I'll bring it to you and you
Yeah,
can
I'd like
read
to
it.
do
But I'm just like going, But I thought, well, I don't anyway. I use regular gas, the regular 89 point whatever it is. The same that I put in my truck.
The thing about here's the thing: if you're mowing your lawn once a week and you've got a 3 gallon gas can or something like that, you will run through that 3 gallons every 3 weeks or so.
Mine's
4
a 5 gallon, and
Whatever.
I fill up maybe twice a summer.
Oh, okay. Well, you may have an issue then towards the end of the summer if they're using that same gas. You definitely will have an issue with. But I don't care what
never
your
have.
lawnmower's got in it, unless it's
Right.
got some kind of a filter that you have to change. Does it have a water filter?
It's got all the normal filters. It's got the gas filter, the oil filter, or it goes into the carburetor.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is filter that they use on boats to
Right.
try to keep the water from getting
Yes.
in. All right. Unless it has one of those. Here's how ethanol works when it's stored in your can or in your lawnmower. When it sets up, particularly over a period of time, it goes through something called phase separation. That phase separation means the gasoline, the real gas, and the ethanol, alcohol, separate. Alcohol is lighter than water.
Yeah.
It floats to the surface of your tank, whatever, right?
Yes.
That's cool.
We know, yes.
Except that once it gets to the surface, any air that is in the surface in between that tank and the top, any air that's in there, it's going to absorb any moisture that's in that air. That means it's water.
Right.
And it will sink then because it's heavier than gasoline to the bottom. That's where your pickup tube is in your lawnmower or any other gas tank is
Well,
at the bottom.
this in the fuel filter itself, it's got like the paper cone in there, which I'm guessing. Let's just say, Rayford, in all the years, my last mower, the one I just replaced, I mowed with that probably 14, 15 years as a Craftsman, and it's probably still good. I think a spindle's gone bad on it, but I did buy a new one a year ago, and I mean, I use the same kind of gas
Good.
in the Craftsman that I had for mowed for 14, 15
Good.
years, and never had a problem.
Normal lawnmowers will actually, after they set up for a year and you start
Right.
it up with the same gases in it, you'll hear sputtering and
I
sputting and
don't-
sputting quite often. That's the way it will burn gas. It will burn the water through. It spit it out.
I usually, when I store my mower for the winter, I just hardly have any gas in there. I try to get as much as I can out of it.
Okay.
I disconnect the battery. I do all that. I wrap it up. And then when it's time to come out of the shed for the next year, then, you check your oil, put in some gas, blah, 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 and we're good to go. We're good to go.
Well, good. Keep going.
Yes. Oh, here's one I've got for you. We're talking about Charlotte again. A Charlotte-based hair restoration surgeon. Have you ever heard of that? Hair restoration surgeon cannot reapply for his North Carolina medical license till at least 2027. The state medical board announced this past Thursday. But look,
what was he doing?
Why even give him his license back? Okay. The board indefinitely suspended the license of Dr. Bruce Howard Marco following his role in a $17 million multi-state bank fraud scheme that began in 2018. Marco, now 67, conspired with 3 other men to defraud at least 17 banks, participating directly in at least 5 fraudulent loans to obtain over $2.8 million. He was seeking funds to invest in a real estate development project in Las Vegas, according to the medical board. When he couldn't get loans through other means, he, with the help of 2 co-conspirators, secured the fraudulent loans, telling the financial institutions the money would be used for medical equipment purchases. So, therefore, that involved his license. Marco submitted falsified documents to the banks, including tax returns that overstated his income and false financial statements showing assets in a non-existent investment account.
There's a scam a minute out there going on.
Well, let me, should it affect his medical license or should it not?
Why wouldn't it?
I would think that there's more to having a medical license than just your finances. I think a lot of it would have to do with your the way you portray yourself too, your ethics. Ethics.
You know that if you're a ham radio operator,
Right.
it's a federal license, right?
That's right.
And if you do things in violation of certain rules, they're going to take your license.
Yes, they are.
And that also means if you do things in violation of certain laws,
Right.
if you suddenly become a convicted felon, when the FCC finds out about it, they're going to take your license because they do not want you having a license, a federal license. A doctor, somebody with a medical license who commits fraud.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think that's appropriate?
Absolutely.
It said Marco pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and bank fraud and was sentenced to 12 months and 1 day in prison last April. He was ordered to pay back $1.5 million of the ill-gotten funds. A federal tax lien relating to the ruling was placed on his townhome in Ballantyne. Been to Ballantyne many times. The 4-bedroom, 3-bath townhome is worth about $600,000. He voluntarily surrendered his medical license on July 2nd, 2025, but he's eligible to get it back in 2027.
If a police officer, not involving his police work, he does something that is like commits some kind of a crime or whatever, and he's going to lose his.
Well, Raven, look at here.
How about if a teacher does something?
He'd been in trouble with the state medical board before. In 2009, the board stayed a 12-month suspension it issued against his medical license for unethical conduct. The board accused him
He got
of
probation, in other words.
fee splitting and of assisting
Suspended sentence.
a Florida company that he received advertising and marketing services from in an unlicensed corporate practice of medicine. Well, oh my gosh, this is even worse what I'm going to read. He attended medical school at the University of Nebraska and later completed a residency in obstetrics and gynecology. Okay. I couldn't. Oh man, I'd be like, I can't even say. I can't.
There's your man down there. Hey, how's it going? A Georgia woman is facing a bunch of charges after authorities say 6 children, one of whom died, were left at home for hours, according to arrest warrants and state officials. 37-year-old Sherry Magby has been charged with 6 counts of second-degree cruelty to children. Authorities say 5 kids, all under 8 years of age, were left for 12 hours under the supervision of their 10-year-old sibling. They were all under 8. The 10-year-old was in charge of them for 12 hours, a half of a full day. The siblings were left without adequate food or suitable living conditions. The home also had strong, foul odor consistent with unsanitary living conditions, and every room was in disarray. One of the children was eating roaches and ants because there was insufficient food in the home. That was a 1-year-old. Her relationship to the children, don't know it. On Thursday last week, a Georgia Department of Human Services spokesperson confirmed that one of the children at the home died.
Neglect.
That's murder.
Yeah.
That's murder.
Should be charged as such.
She's committed felonies doing what she did, and one person dies as a result of it. That should be felony murder.
How can you let a child starve?
Her trial is next month for another child cruelty charge from a separate case in which she's accused of cutting a child in the back while he tried to get away from her.
Well, let me just have her for a week. Send her down here for a week.
No, 5 minutes.
We'd take her for a boat ride. Show her how to fish.
Take her for a 1,000-foot walk on a 300-foot fishing boat.
That is just sick. All right, getting back to Jacksonville, I was talking about the town of Jacksonville is about to begin work on 2 recreation and parks projects that include.
Are they going to use some brick from downtown street?
Maybe so. An inclusive ball
field. A brick
field
outhouse there with them.
and a highly requested dog park. Only problem I have with dog parks is I don't want to feel my dog being attacked by a bigger dog.
Then get yourself a bigger dog.
I'm sure that people that know that their dog is aggressive is not going to take it to a dog park.
Can I take my cat to a dog park?
I'd be, look, when I go into vet, I end up picking them up and carrying them in my arms.
Can I take my cat to a dog park?
Right.
That's discrimination if I can't.
I don't see why.
Okay.
But a dog park is being requested.
I'm getting a puma.
The first project, called Inspiration Field, will be a fully inclusive and Americans with Disabilities Act compliant ball field designed for children and adults with physical, sensory, developmental, or mobility challenges. This is one of the ballparks one of the 2 recreation parks that they're talking about putting in. The ball field will be located in the Jacksonville Commons, where the old skate park was, and will include an accessible surface baseball field, dugouts, field lighting, and a shelter pavilion and a sidewalk. That's very nice. It's been a project 4 years in the making, and this is for our special needs kids. I think this is great. Work is going to begin around May 8th. And the dog park is coming. The gated off-leash will be located. Off-leash park? You taking them off the leash?
But they got a gate. They got a fence around the place.
The gated off-leash park will be located across from Inspiration Field and will be separated for small dogs and large dogs. Mm-hmm. See, I should have read this whole thing. Small dogs, separate and from the big dogs. Oh, wow. This is great. So an off-leash.
I know some chihuahuas that could take a small elephant down.
Well, I know both my dogs, when they go to the vet, they have to wear the nose cone, because not that they've ever bit, but they get very upset and scared, and they'll act like they're going to. So as a precaution, they put the little cones on them. They've never bit anybody, but I would not say that, oh, they won't bite.
You ever had-
Chihuahuas.
I mean, have you ever thought about having another career, as you were moving on up the ranks? Maybe not now, but,
Yes.
back when you were 20 years ago or so.
I
Did you
wish.
ever think about wishing you had done something else or could do something else?
Yes.
Well, there's a dude out there in Ashboro, 47 years old.
Oh, I'm scared.
He has a dream. He had a dream and he's switched gears.
Oh, yeah?
So before his 50th birthday, he wanted to be a cop. 8 years.
The
He
rookie.
spent his days in an auto shop. He says he was a fleet mechanic with the city of Ashboro. Part of the job included servicing and working on patrol cars. He said, I worked everything the city had, including police cars and heavy equipment. He enjoyed the job, but it wasn't his dream. He definitely wanted to be a cop, he said.
Wow.
His grandfather was a police chief and a sheriff. All of his uncles on his mother's side were cops. And he said, so I wanted to be a cop. So at the age of 47, he's there.
The rookie.
The rookie.
The rookie.
The rookie is alive
like
and well
it.
in Ashboro. Good for him.
Good for him.
He said, I was, one of the things about being a little older when you get to be a police officer, you've already lived a lot of the life.
You've seen a lot
the
of it.
lifestyle
Yes,
of the people that you're going to be dealing with. You can be compassionate, but you also know when to be suspicious of when they're lying to you. It's like when they're got their mouths open quite often. You know the people. You know these people.
Yes.
So when you get a little bit older, it's kind of cool. If you want to be one, good for him.
I think that's admirable. That it's never too late.
47. He's finally wearing the uniform that he's wanted to wear for 8 years.
How proud he must be.
Yep.
Wow.
He said he wants to become the oldest police officer in Ashboro. So that's not hard to do these days. But you've got some.
And he's still the rookie.
Big shit. You'll be a rookie.
It's still the rookie.
You'll be a rookie. The thing about some of those folks being rookies like that, when they come along to with the new rookies that are coming on board at age 21, 22, 23 or 4, something like that, the smart ones will look up to you.
Yes.
The smart ones will look up to a rookie with a few years on him because he still has lived a lot. He also probably knows those patrol cars a whole lot better than you ever will.
Oh, I'm sure.
Inside and out. So
hey, at least if it broke down, he
can
could
fix it on the way home.
Fix it on the way home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Did you hear about the Baltimore County serial dine and dasher?
Dying, and he eats and runs.
Yes, Randy Nelson, a 57-year-old man, was arrested by detectives
got him good.
from the White Marsh precinct in Baltimore County. He is accused of leaving at least 5 restaurants without paying since April 8th, 2026. The man was hungry. The investigation has linked him to
I am
thefts
too, but I pay for my food.
in the White Marsh and Parkville areas, and while he's been charged in connection with those incidents, the investigation is still active and additional charges are pending. But he went into all these different restaurants and ordered meals and ate and dashed. Dine and dash. That could be a new thing now. Let's go dine and dash tonight. He was a serial dine and dash.
Maybe he could be a streaker at the same time and go in and order and have his food and run.
When I first saw the story, I thought maybe he was a serial killer that and it had something to do with DoorDash or something.
No.
And then I'm like, he's going in restaurant. He looks like he needs to eat though. Rayford, look at him. He looks like Skeletor. They need to hook an IV up to
he's
him.
having to run away from eating.
Put some chicken in an IV and hook him up.
There
But,
you go.
that made huge stories about the serial dine and dasher.
A 41-year-old Marine, he's a prior Marine, Marine veteran, was caught in crossfire in New Orleans recently.
No.
Michael Garcia, as an innocent bystander, is just driving through and got caught in a crossfire. He's killed. A Marine
So
gives
sorry
to
to
New
hear
Orleans, a veteran, and he gets killed in crossfire by stupid idiots. Stupid idiots. And they got one guy, 48-year-old Terrence Lavelle, arrested. Police said Garcia was found in the driver's seat of a car that had wrecked, suffering from a gunshot wound to his head. He was taken to the hospital by paramedics, but he died about an hour later. A witness told detectives there had been a shootout involving two vehicles. According to court records, one of the men who was being shot at tried to flee the scene and crashed into Garcia's vehicle. The cops later found a second crime scene about a block away where they recovered multiple shell casings. Witnesses said a neighbor firing a handgun in the area. Detectives identified the neighbor as Lavelle and later found a gun inside his home.
Well, they just don't learn, do they?
Prosecutors said that Lavelle is a convicted felon and is legally prohibited from possessing a gun. I hope they charged him with that.
Would you go tie the gun up in a tree or somewhere?
Why don't you just...
Why? Oh, let me just put it in the underwear drawer here. They won't find it.
Yeah, they will.
I mean, God.
Those days are gone.
Stupid.
60 to 70 shots were fired during this time.
Wow.
60 to 70 shots. And, you know, bad guys don't care about collateral damage.
No, they don't.
Okay.
It's proven in California
spray
recently.
and pray routinely. Chicago is a normal thing. You just drive up, you know that one of your enemies, another gangbanger in a different gang. He's over there. He's in hanging out with a bunch of his buddies, and he's your target. But you don't care.
No,
you go over and just start shooting, because you're not a good shot.
Right.
All these people that are getting killed in Chicago and other areas by other bad people, these are not great marksmen. Great marksmen don't hit the people they're not aiming at. They hit their targets. Good shooters do that. These people are terrible, but they don't care. They don't care that they hit a 2-year-old kid in the house behind where you're shooting at. Shot through the window while he's sleeping, taking his afternoon nap. They don't care about those things that are happening. They don't have any regard for other human life, and therefore they do not need to live. They do not deserve to walk among us.
And every day, Rayford, every day you're hearing stories about shootings, stabbings. I'm not blaming it on guns or knives. I'm just saying people have gotten crazy. And
why have they gotten crazy? They've been crazy, but those who do it time and again and again and again, they didn't have to do it time and again because when they got caught, they got killed. Or they went to prison for the rest of their lives. Today, a life sentence is 10 years?
Right.
5 years? They get out. Depending upon, he didn't mean to kill that person. That person just died because he was trying to kill this other guy, but the first guy, it was an accident. This one was an accidental shooting. You can't blame me for it being an accidental shooting. I didn't mean to hurt that person. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's just.
I'm so sorry.
And I'm going to tell you that it's just. I'm just checking for breaking news right now.
I do not have any feelings, no compassion for people who go out and commit heinous crimes, and just because it was an unintended death, I don't have any feelings for you if you pull the trigger. I don't care about your future of your lives or your family. Too bad. You made this bed. Now, you're gone.
Well, look, these young people, they know, and, these gangbangers, they all know. They all know the price of killing someone if you're caught and you're...
They don't care.
But
they know they're not going to get hurt. They know that life in prison doesn't mean anything to them because they're not going to spend it. They're not going to spend it there unless they cross the wrong inmate. Now, if you go in there for murdering your mama, you might not make it out alive.
Wow. Okay, breaking 911 is just says that the United States is set to begin a blockade of all ships entering and
1 hour.
exiting Iranian ports within an hour after negotiations collapsed. Of course, Donald Trump ordered U.S. Central Command to intercept vessels of all nations attempting to access the regime's ports, and they are showing that. The United States to blockade ships entered. Okay, we got that. There was, let me see, what else was there? Anyway, yeah, so far it's still on to block Iran. So we'll see what happens.
If they find any armament headed for Iran, we should take it, and we should give the guys their lifeboats, and we take their boats too. They take their ship.
Well,
that's what needs to be done. We've got to. The only way you're going to do this is to economically make it not viable for them to continue this kind of operation.
I would really seriously like to know what the FBI knows right now, as far as in our country, these super cells that have probably been planning on doing something. And
the FBI's got it, but another organization that can't do work in the United
Homeland
States
Security?
Another organization that cannot do work in the United States knows about it too.
Well, I'm just saying that I just wonder actually how much has been going on that we don't know about, that we've been spared from. So, and how much, as you would say, more worse is it going to get? That's what worries me.
More worse, sir. It's going to be
more worse, sir. That's right. Well, good news is tomorrow we're going to talk about the city of Jacksonville. We have city councilman Mike Gennaro coming in.
Are we going to brick them?
Oh, well, you can get your answers about the brick tomorrow.
Brick them, Dano. Brick them, Dano.
I think they came to a nice
before your time, wasn't it?
Compromise on this, and I think there was a lot to be learned that came away from all this. And
so how much is it going to cost the taxpayers when they increase our tax rate for this?
They're not going to increase our tax rate for an extra $50,000. They're not going to do that.
Extra 50 grand?
From what I heard in the meeting, in order to stain it and stamp it, it would just about double the contract they had already signed. But we'll see. We'll talk to the man who knows it all. They could have gone back and found out, no, it won't cost us that much. It's going to be an increase in cost, no doubt.
It'd be a waste of money.
It's not a waste of money.
Why not?
It'd be beautiful if you've got... So be sure that when they get it done, you take a special extra trip down there to go down and see
I'm going
it.
to spin my wheels on it.
No, but we're going to find out what else is going on in the city.
All right, I'm being cynical,
Yes.
so y'all have to.
We have to take opposite sides always.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do.
Right.
I should have just read the exchange of comments last night. That would have filled up today, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
With the three of us.
oh, no, because people be like doing like I did last night. I don't know what you two are talking about, but.
Well, part of it was in German, and that I couldn't.
I mean,
it was a really strange German.
But even, no, I'm talking about the U.S. English language. I couldn't even comprehend what it was just crazy. Chris does voice to text, and he does.
His language goes to.
So it goes
to pot.
Crazy.
It goes to pot.
Some of his texts and you have to read between the lines, which we pretty much do. Even things that are misspelled or bad grammar. It's not us. It says autocorrect. It's crazy.
FI is fake intelligence.
Well, it's just, but last night y'all were just, I'm like, what are y'all doing? Anyway, okay. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow with Councilman Mike Gennaro.
Maybe.
We will be.
What time is he coming?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
So we got Mike Gennaro at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we have Mike Gennaro at 8 o'clock. I know y'all would rather listen to somebody else, but than us. So
I like.
be good.
I like Mike Gennaro. He's a retired police chief, retired public safety director, police officer for public safety. He's been 50 years, was it?
Oh, a long time.
For here and other areas
a long
too.
time.
So
He's, well, I don't know that he's old enough to have 50 years in.
He
But-
did, because he started when he was 15 as a paramedic or as an EMT or whatever.
Right. He's very, very
he learned to
smart.
drive.
Very smart, yes. And he's still working, doing a lot of stuff.
Oh, he's working all
He
the
does
time.
audits and stuff on different departments. He travels a
He
lot
does.
for that. So, yeah, interesting.
Okay, we'll see you in the morning. Y'all be
will.
safe out there, and please let us hear from you. We do want to hear from you. I don't want to read stuff because I don't do that. I'd much rather listen to you, chat with you, kind of like Charlie this morning. It was great talking with Charlie. And Jennifer last week, the other Friday, I guess it was, she called in from Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I like it.
Tennessee, and Charlie's from California. So
We just don't have any North Carolinians with telephone numbers,
we're
right?
scared to call.
You're live and local Real Talk, where we're awake
Never woke.
just for a short period of time, and then I'll be asleep, but we're never woke.
That's right.
Have a great rest